Hey, my name is Mike, and this is a too long didn't read version of Beastlord Darmac on Mythic. At 85% and every 20% afterwards, the boss will jump onto one of the 3 mounts in the room. The mount that he's closest to is the one he'll jump on, so you can actually dictate which one he goes to. When he's not on a mount, he throws spears on the ground. If you get impaled by these, your raid will hate you. If no one gets pinned down, just dot them up every once in a while. They don't have to die right away. Throughout the entire fight, the boss will spawn adds. These adds are always your #1 priority because they do have a fast stacking buff that increases their movement speed and their damage done. Cruel Fang does rend and tear, where he leaps at a random location and then leaps back to the tank. If you're tanking this, please don't move, and if you're anyone else, move out of the area to avoid getting a stacking dot. Tanks, this is the thing you'll be swapping for. Cruel Fang has an enrage that increases the attack speed of the boss and the adds by 75%, and this should be dispelled immediately. When you kill Cruel Fang, Darmac obtains the rend and tear ability for the rest of the fight when he's not on a mount. Darmac and all the adds also have their attack speed increased by 35%. Iron Crusher is the elephant mount. It has a raid-wide AoE called Tantrum, which does damage every second for 5 seconds. He'll also charge a random range member and deal damage to them and anyone around them and knock them back. He applies Crush Armor on the tanks, which is a stacking debuff that decreases their armor by 10% for 15 seconds. And when Iron Crusher dies, Darmac now has the ability to do Tantrum, the raid-wide AoE, throughout the entire fight when he's not on a mount. His damage is also increased for 25% after this mount dies. Dreadwing has a frontal cone ability called Infernal Breath that no one should be standing in. This boss puts conflagration on players and makes them AoE nearby people and disorients them, so this should be dispelled as fast as possible. Searing Fangs is the tank ability. It makes it so Dreadwing's melee attacks do extra fire damage and also increases the amount of fire damage you take by 20%. From the time Darmac goes on Dreadwing and until the end of the fight, the spears now pulsate fire and should be killed immediately. And sometimes the adds will also pulsate fire, so you want to make sure not to stand near them. When Dreadwing dies, Darmac now can do the frontal cone ability for the rest of the fight when he's not on a mount. However, it's called Superheated Shrapnel instead of Infernal Breath, and it also leaves fire patches on the ground that you should not stand on. When the mount he's on reaches half health, he'll jump off and you have to fight both him and the mount at the same time. At 25%, he jumps on Fault Line. Don't be standing in these little circles, and don't stand in Epicenter when he casts it. You want to make sure you're dropping the Epicenters as far back in the room and as close together as possible to give yourself as much space as you can. Beastlord doesn't jump off Fault Line at half health, he stays on him until it's dead. When Fault Line dies, Darmac gets the Epicenter ability. The easiest mount order continues to be the Wolf, Elephant, Dreadwing, and then Fault Line. During the Tantrum AoE, you should be using your defensive cooldowns. Healer cooldowns are mandatory for every single Tantrum, or else you will wipe. Offensive cooldowns can be used anytime throughout the fight, but make sure you have all of them up, including Bloodlust/Heroism for after Fault Line dies. That was a too long didn't read version of Mythic Beastlord Darmac. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.